Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Beshear vetoed another House bill during the weekend as the week's veto period continues. And a local community college is helping flood survivors move on by being an active site for recovery.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Monday to you, Mountain family. My name is Amelia Lee here with you on this March 24th, and the time is now 5 o'clock this morning, which means it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Duswall this morning. And Megan, we've had a bit of a cold, a wet, a rainy start to our day today. So what are we expecting for our day to come?
Well, the good news is that rain is moving its way out of our region, and then we're to see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies as we're going throughout the day, and temperatures won't be too bad either. However, this morning, not only do we have a little bit of that rain, we do have some fog. So let's take a look at that visibility across the region. We're seeing some fog as you're traveling more towards our southern counties, and also seeing a pocket towards Grundy, 2.5 mile visibility. Now we'll expect that to continue to move out of our area as that rain also makes its way out. For the most part, we're just seeing a small line right now on that Virginia-Kentucky border, and that's where we'll see it continue to move out, clearing by 8 o'clock. Current temperatures this morning aren't terrible. We're mainly sitting in the upper 40s and low 50s, but we do see a little bit of cooler air coming from the north, 47 in Irvin and 45 in Moorhead. Here's a look at those high temperatures for today, though, because we will be warming up into those 60s with the exception of Wise at 57 degrees. Here's how we'll get to those high temperatures today, seeing 9 o'clock having that 48-degree temperature mark, and then by the time we get to 4, that's when we'll see the highest temperatures of the day. Amelia.
Thank you, Megan. Well, a bill to ban diversity, equity, inclusion policies on Kentucky University campuses received the axe from the governor last Thursday. Governor Beshear vetoed House Bill 4. The governor and some other Democrats spoke strong words for what they say the bill will do if made law. But supporters of the legislation say DEI is harmful to college kids. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to people on both sides of the debate.
There's a lot of different views about what's called diversity, equity, and inclusion when it comes to policies on college campuses.
This bill isn't about love. House Bill 4 is about hate.
Governor Beshear says House Bill 4 is not about treating people fairly, but supporters of the bill say DEI policies are discriminatory.
They lead to violations of free speech. We've seen them suppress the religious viewpoints of particularly the folks that may hold to a Christian worldview.
Diversity is a strength of this nation.
But Senator Gerald Neal says banning DEI will lead to division.
It's not about fairness, this anti-movement. It's not about merit. It's not about economics. It's not about unity.
Even with the governor's veto, it's likely that the members of the House and Senate will move to override the gubernatorial veto. Because of the Republican supermajority in both chambers, the session will resume on Thursday. Supporters say the bill is needed because some students have faced unfair attacks.
Where we had students talking about how they were discriminated against in terms of their viewpoints in the classroom, and also just in terms of their ability to get hired and serve on campus.
But when we start taking the tack of suppressing, of rewriting history, which that's a whole discussion we could get into, I'm sure you're not ready for today. But when we get into all this negativity instead of uplifting.
The bill is made law. It'll direct the Council on Post-Secondary Education to discontinue programs. Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Kentucky lawmakers will meet Thursday and Friday of this week, but by law must adjourn the session by midnight on the 28th. Governor Beshear vetoed a bill that would have protected conversion therapy. House Bill 495 would overturn Beshear's 2024 executive order banning conversion therapy. It would also deny Medicaid funds to pay for gender-affirming care for transgender adults. Beshear vetoed the bill over the weekend during the Kentucky Fairness Campaign dinner. The Family Foundation, which supported HB 495, previously told us they felt the executive order denied Kentuckians of religious freedoms. As the people of Pike County work to recover and repair after the February flood, many people are lending a hand to help them clean up. A group of students from Lexington spent Friday in Pikeville and Virgie, cleaning up the Pikeville Pond and the Long Fork Community Park. hoping to give students in the area a place to enjoy the warm weather without reminders of what the waters left behind. One of those students says this was a somber homecoming, and she's hopeful their efforts provide a little light to the communities.
I am from Pikeville myself, and it is really sad to see my home that I used to live in so trashed by everything that's going on, so I am very happy to help.
The group brought 60 middle schoolers from St. Peter's and Paul schools, where the interim principal is also a Pikeville native. Hazard Community and Technical College helped folks throughout the recent flooding, and assistance is not new to them. During the 2022 flood, HCTC did what they could to provide for people devastated by high water. Right now, they're home to the Disaster Recovery Center, where FEMA and the Red Cross set up to help. The college also helps its students, setting up a fund for people who may have lost resources impacting their education.
We've had a lot of people coming through our doors. You know, some need directions, some just need someone to listen to them, but it seems like everyone is on the road to recovery and seems relieved that there is that assistance and help out there.
HCTC has also helped students with an emergency flood relief fund. Dr. Jennifer Linden says 88 people have been helped through the fund, with the majority being students, and she says at least 5 employees were also assisted. FEMA officials say they have now approved more than $23 million in housing and other types of assistance to more than 4,000 Kentucky households. 14 disaster recovery centers are open in 16 counties. You can apply in person, online, or by using the FEMA mobile app. The application deadline is April 25th. Well, ARH is set to launch a new Allied Health Training Academy in Hazard. It's set to offer education and training for licensed practical nurses, medical and nursing assistants in partnership with the Kentucky Community and Technical College system. Dylan Baker with ARH says this will help folks train for jobs, keeping them in rural areas, while also addressing a shortage of healthcare professionals in eastern Kentucky.
We've been incredibly blessed with the ability to increase our investment in workforce development. And we know that one of the key things to really building a healthier community is making sure that our people, the people of Eastern Kentucky and Southern West Virginia, they have access to quality training programs right here at home.
The training academy will be inside the Hazard ARH Medical Mall. Construction on the facility is expected to start in the spring, with classes beginning in early 2026. The annual Health Equity Health Fair was hosted in Manchester on Friday. The fair was hosted by the Thompson Scholars Foundation and Advent Health. Medical professionals provided free screenings, and community representatives came together to share knowledge.
And preventative health care too.
Yes.
As long as we can help people before the problem starts, this is what we are hoping to do.
Activities and resources available included free biometric screenings, car seat checks, lifestyle coaching, and free items to take home to help become healthier. Well, thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we return, we'll take a look at the history of the pink and white trees that bring color to Washington, D.C. every year.
And the 70s will return this week. I'll tell you when up next.